Magnus Carlsen taken down in 19 moves by Judit Polgar this week. For those of you that have been living under a bloody rock, Judit Polgar was one of 3 child prodigy sisters. All 3 of them are amazing chess players and very interesting people in general. Keep an eye out for text on the screen. I'll put a lot of facts throughout the episode. Let's get into it, eh? Judit kicks off with e4. She was known for an aggressive attacking chess, and Magnus replies with the Sicilian. Judit goes for an open Sicilian, and Magnus replies with a French-style Sicilian because the pawn is on e6 here, similar to French structure. Judit strikes in the center, all pretty normal for Sicilian players so far, developing their pieces to good squares, very common setup, and we're in the Taimana variation of the Sicilian defense. Judit continues development, Magnus does the same. This looks like a bit of a weird move, but trust me, it's theory. They're still playing computer, like top Grandmaster theory. It goes quite deep in the Sicilians, so they're still just blitzing out these moves. Judit's still in a little bit of theory here, but she just likes this move because it's just reinforcing the center. She wants to reinforce her center pawn, keep it strong so there's no tricks in the future. Magnus is preparing to castle kingside by the looks of it by this move. So Judit goes queenside because she loves aggressive chess. Magnus knows his theory. He's still playing top Grandmaster moves. Judit as well. She's anticipating he's going to castle kingside, so she's already starting to launch an attack. Magnus trades his not so great knight for the knight here, which does help the bishop develop, but it also clears the knight here, so his bishop has a lot more scope. So multi-purpose move there. Finally, we get a new sort of game. So Judit plays this move. The reason why it's a new game is because Judit realized she blundered. So she actually just didn't realize that Magnus can take this pawn here because it's pinned to the bishop, and you lose your rook. You miss a move, you just take a quick breath, and Judit just paused for a second. She went, okay, I need some compensation. I need to get something. I lost the pawn. I don't want to lose it for nothing. Turns out it wasn't actually that bad of a blunder because the rook comes over, getting out of the bishop's scope. Where's the knight going? He's going back to the side of the board, and we all know knights on the rim are grim. The compensation is this terrible knight over here, and she got an active rook. For the price of a pawn, Judit's actually pretty happy. She doesn't get greedy and take the pawn. She knows that development's very important. She wants to connect her rooks and get her bishop out. Magnus is forced to play an ugly sort of move, so this pawn's hanging, and there's not really much he can do about it. He can't castle. What's going to happen if he castles? And no, not just because the pawn's pinned, so you win the knight. It's even worse than that. Believe it or not, when you castle, you're actually getting checkmated. Judit Polgar's dad literally wrote the book on checkmate. It's this bloody big novel thing here. I don't know if you can see. So that's this giant tomb. Really, it's pretty cheap actually. I think I paid like $30 for it or something, and that'll keep you going for a few years, to be honest. Judit would find any day of the week. The checkmate here being you sacrifice your rook, knowing that you have enough pieces, spotting over this way. King will take, and then you activate your rook. They can throw away a whole bunch of pieces to say I'm very smart and I can delay the checkmate a few moves, but eventually they're going to have to go to the corner. We can play our queen up with threatening checkmate in 1. They can't really do anything except this. And then we don't take with our queen because then we're going to be back again. So we take with our rook. Something like this. And nothing you can do, like whatever random move you play, you're going to get checkmated here, right? So for that reason, let's go back. Magnus is like, I can't castle to defend the pawn. I do like my pawn, you know. I'm pawn up. I've got to keep me pawn. Otherwise, you know, Judit's compensation is better. So he plays an ugly looking move. Bishop back here. So he can't castle anymore. But he defends the pawn. Believe it or not, top engine move that Magnus found. But such a hard move to play, undeveloping your bishop. Judit switches to attack mode. She sees that she's got a nice battery here, but these 2 bloody pieces are in the way. So she starts getting rid of them. And Magnus blunders here. It looks like you're playing a very natural move, just doubling up, putting some pressure on the king. But Judit just spots an amazing tactic. And Anish Giri was actually watching this game. And he was like, oh, just like in disbelief. Judit plays this. Magnus is now completely losing. She's trapped his bloody queen. You might say, oh, but you can play this. No, you can't, mate. Checkmate at 1, GG's. Magnus is like, well, let's fight on. Judit's like, it's a whole queen, Magnus. He saves his bishop. She brings her bishop back. Magnus brings his knight in. Fighting on. Judit brings her knight in, and Magnus is like, all right, I resign. He's like, no, had enough. Judit even offered a rematch, but he was like, it's better for the story if it's just you beating me. Judit still got it.